We're gonna do our best. Okay, hello everyone. Hello. I'm hugging a pillow today. Let me adjust my microphone here. Hello guys. V-Pillow is here. Hello, welcome. Hello. Just so you know, my tracking phone is being a bit of a bunghole. So I might lose tracking for a second. I do have a backup in case that happens. But yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna last. So hopefully I don't have to turn into a PNG tuber. But we will find out, I suppose. We'll find out.
Can I get a Hoya?
L-O-R-E, 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 L-O-R-E.
L-O-R-E, L-O-R-E. Hello, Clay. Thank you for the resale. Thank you. Ow, I just popped my jaw. That really hurt. Wow. The machine start dropping questions and go to bed? Dang, Robo, we're not here for you. We're here for me. No, that's fine. You can start asking questions. I might not answer them all, just FYI. Ah, my jaw's being... I think it's my headphones. I'm saying it's my headphones. They're like pushing on my jaw. Lord dumping for the next 8 hours. Let's go. Longest stream ever. Let's go. They're distinct factions governed bodies. Okay. That's a lot of questions. Yeah, okay. So I can talk about that a little bit, Robo, but I'm not going to be able to answer a lot of that. Because one, I don't want all the content to be in one stream, and then two, a lot of that stuff I haven't necessarily figured out yet, and or it's part of plot. So, but I will do my best to answer what I can. So essentially today I wanted to talk about the actual coil itself. I might accidentally call it a tower here and there because I was originally calling them towers before I had names for them. So if I accidentally say tower, I mean coil. So don't freak out. But basically, we're gonna use the crayon today. That makes me happy. We're gonna use the crayon. Little Debbie snake. Oh wait, that reminds me. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. Okay, where do I start? He's just slamming me with questions. So basically, in Torturous, you're making it difficult to reference lore by making peeps dig through multiple sources. Look, I don't know what to tell you. Posted before was a lithium strip mine if you need references. Oh yeah. I track Fubi to come eat it. I hope Fubi comes. 30. Anyway, so basically if we took like a big butter knife, right, and we sliced the earth in half, right? So this is what it would look like if we sliced it all the way down. So basically you have like a hole, right? And you have a big basin. This is a cross section of it. Wow, I made it way bigger than I meant to. That's okay. So you have a big... Where's my crayon? Hello, Razor. I've been good. Thank you. How have you been? You have a big cross section, a big basin. It's massive. Like, here's a little person for reference. That's probably too big. Here's a little person for reference. It's very big. I don't know anything about Adventure Time, so I can't answer that question, Jazz. And then, so this is the above ground, and then this is a hole, and then this is like the rest of the planet, right? And then like a stalactite, the coil hangs from above into the basin, like this. And then I was doing some more brainstorming, and I figured it probably has like some spiky bits coming off of it, so it's not quite carrot shaped like that. So that's kind of like a rough of it. So in Torturous, which is the main city that the plot takes place in, is above is the Lucient quarters. I have my notes today, so I was prepared. Lucient quarters is above. That's this. I have a scar from a storm today. Oh no! And then down here, this is the Strigan district. Strigan district. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm not a speller. I'm an artist. Is down here. So basically, this is essentially factories. I'll draw this better as the stream goes. I'm just trying to answer Robo's questions very quickly before he passes the hell out. So there's big factories in here, and then there's tons of like housing, just like up the walls. You know, they're trying to use as much available space as possible. Everyone's very close, very Victorian industrialization. Like everyone's smashed into each other. There's like terraces with more houses on it. Like I said, I'll draw this better later in the stream. And then there's more factories down below. And then I sniffed the pillow. Strigan, yes, Strigan. Oh, sorry, scary, not scar. Oh, well, I'm glad you don't have a scar. Storms are scary though. And so then like the because Torturous is the capital city of a monarchy. So then I'm drawing this way too big. This is not to scale. This is like the castle, and then nobility would be up here, and artisans and wealthy merchants, you know, and that would spread out as far as they need to go. And then there would be stairs. There's stairwells that go up the side of the wall, right? And anyone can use these stairwells. Anybody can use these stairwells. Except for it's like very long. It's extremely long. Like it would take days to go up these stairwells, right? Like that's how big this basin is. So no one really uses the stairwells because like I said, it would take actual days. And it's like you know, like you see those videos of like the vans going through the switchbacks in like India and like the buses, and it's just barely wide enough for the buses, and it's like a sheer cliff down below. It's like that. So like they're not the safest things to travel either, right? Is there any kind of minecart transportation down either along? Okay, yeah. So I'm getting to that. Don't worry. Like, boom, internet went out and the god was mad at me for something. So there are 4 elevators. 4. So one on, you know, north, south, east, west. But there's one big elevator, which would be like, oh god, what would you call it? A freight elevator. So like workers that are gonna go, because the entrance to the coil is up here, right? It's up on top. That's how you get in, is the top. This is gonna make no sense. Hello, Levitz. Yeah, what did I miss now? Went in to get some chips and barefoot stepped on a slug. Oh my god. So there's 4 elevators. So the north one is a freight elevator. It's very large. It's steam powered. It's very mechanical. It's got metal, you know, metal cage. Very big, right? So these ones, however, and then like, you know, workers get on it. It's a controlled elevator, you know, raw materials, crafted materials, refined materials go up here to help these guys out. And then like food and shit comes back down, right? So it's a very regulated elevator because obviously it's like the only thing that's working between these 2 bits. These other 3 are also very controlled. And I'll get into that more in a little bit, but you can't, normal people can't just get on the elevator. Yeah, because they're not supported by anything. They're not up against a wall. They're literally like pillars. They're not, so the elevators are guarded by city guards. And not anyone can just jump on the elevator. You need to have a pass or like I don't want to say license, but you need to have documentation allowing you on to the elevator. That allows you to go up and down. So if you're just a normal worker bee down here, right? Unless you have a good reason, you can't just jump on the elevator and go up. You can't just buy, or well, you can buy a pass, but they're extremely expensive. Like, and I mean like extremely expensive. Like you could work your entire life and not necessarily have enough to get a pass to go on the elevator. They're very expensive. And then to stay up above, you need to have licensing. So it's very controlled, very regulated. If you're born down below, you're pretty much guaranteed to stay down below. Yes, exactly. Caboose, that's exactly it. Yeah, so these are all guarded. And like they are used, some people go up and down for other reasons, inspectors and merchants that want to check on their stock and things like that. But for the most part, you have to have a reason to go into one of these elevators. So, and then these are, without going in too much into the magic system, these are not made of, like steel and mechanics. Robo's like, ah! Got a license for the elevator. These ones are not made out of steel and mechanics and steam. These are made out of sync magic, which is part of the magic system. I'll explain a tiny tad bit, a little bit, because I don't want to get too far into it. I want to do that on a different stream. Sync, S-Y-N-C, sync. And basically what that is just for cleaner and decontaminating people who come up from the elevator. I haven't gotten that far yet. Let me explain my little bit first and then we'll come back to that. And basically how these work is the two main ways to use the stones that they pull out of the coil. You can install it into your body using, oh man, this is so hard to explain without going off on a tangent. You can install it into your body using Drokta mech, a la cyberpunk type installations. Just well, I don't want to like lose my train of thought. Yeah. So, not everyone can install Drokta mech, or Dromech for short, or also Dro. Some people call it Dro. Now, see, Beaver, this is the tangent. So not anyone can use it, but for those people who can't use it, they have something that's called the sync magic, which is, wow, that was good timing. Basically what that is they take the principles of the magic users that use the Dromech, and they can use the different magic metals from the coil, and then kind of twist it to the point where they can make it work for them as mechanics. So, for example, one of the Dromech that people use is creating shield magic. So it's a magic circle that can make a shield. But people who use Dromech can also push the shields forward away from themselves. So the sync magic essentially allows them to not only make a shield for mechanical purposes, but then they can also use Dromech at the bottom of the elevator to push the shield up. And they can use sync magic at the top to push the shield down. If that makes sense. That makes sense? Dromech, is that from something? No, that's a word I made by combining 3 other different words. No, carry on. Do you have questions? I can answer that. I don't want to go too much into the magic system because like I said, I wanted to share that on another stream. But are there any other significant resources or materials besides the magic metal that are essential to civilization? So it's like normal, it's not Earth per se, right? There's no like USSR, there's no like United States, there's no Japan. But yeah, I mean, there's still standard like coal, iron, steel, you know, copper, all that stuff is still in the world. And that's normally depending on the civilization, whether they like import that. So because this country has coil, they would then export what they can from the coil to other countries that would then supply them with things like iron or food or, you know, whatever have you. So yeah, this is a massive resource that is strongly controlled, so they can use that to trade for other things that they would need from countries that don't have their own coil. Yeah, so now that anyone have any other questions before I can like actually start? Good luck. I can can you provide more information about specific properties and capabilities of magic metal? No, because I haven't worked through those all yet. I can try my best though. Or is it harder for them to produce food? Blood magic metal smuggled in. God damn it, you guys. I can talk about a little bit that I have. Let me make this smaller. Get out of the way. So what I do have for the magic metal is essentially it needs to be refined and cleaned and made, what's the word, inert? I wonder if a lift ever shot up too fast. Pick wasn't expecting you to read it. You guys have been talking about poo magic for the past 20 minutes. Yeah, so essentially it needs to be refined and made inert, but the dude sneezed while using the magic shield. I'm glad I missed that part of the stream. Yeah. Look, it's royal milling. So it's rendered inert, but then when it's installed as a dromech, it connects the stones. Because the stones have to be in contact with your central nervous system and they have to be in contact with your bloodstream. But then the magic metal actually connects the stones in your body. So kind of like wires, but not quite. So then so you would install your stones, for example, for speed. Certain stones can provide speed, which can be installed in like your legs and make you run faster. But then that also has to be connected to like your heart, for example, because if you're running really fast, your heart's going to be beating really fast. So then you need to install a stone around your heart to keep your heart from exploding. Something like that. So then it connects everything. But with the sync magic, they also use the metal to they use that to kind of control. I haven't gotten that part super worked out yet. I know that I want to sync the magic metal and the stones for sync magic, but someone wouldn't have that installed. They would use that more like a general mage would, like a stereotypical fantasy mage where they like have their stones and their staff or whatever, maybe not staff, but things would be installed, so then they would work a little bit differently. Synchronized magic, because you're synchronizing the stones and the metal, which would normally happen inside a human body but cannot, obviously. There are limits on what the stones can and cannot do.
Aspire to be the greatest magic man in all of history. Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan. Last one before I die. Let's go. Thank you, Otter, for the biddies. Like cyberpunk with magic. Yeah, so I've been calling it arcane punk because it's not quite diesel punk, it's not quite steampunk, it's definitely arcane punk. Can you provide... Oh my god, you're asking these big questions that would take an entire stream to explain. Alright, can you provide some insight into the culture and historical significance of the coils? Are there any notable legends, myth, or events associated with them? I don't have any of that, unfortunately. I would like to get to that point. I don't have anything like that written down. I was more concerned with building the magic system and then making it something that makes sense. So, no, I don't have anything like that. There are a couple of religions centered around it or against it, but again, I kind of want that to be another stream. So, that sounds awesome. Yeah. The magic you won't share. It's been nearly half an hour. You should probably get on the thingy. There's no answer. No, yes. I pre-wrote these. Alright, so we'll go to, like, actually drawing the coils, because I did want to actually draw it. Unless anyone has any other questions, I can try to answer quickly, or I can answer them. Have a have a good night, Robo. I might have answers for you after the stream, though. We might figure some things out. Not that I don't want to hear more, because it's really neat, and I'm eating it all up. Hey, I'm glad you guys like it. Here, I won't listen to it. It's great. How does the presence of magic metal and its utilization impact the overall economy and technology advances of the world? I can talk about that a bit. That's one of the things I have figured out. Have a good night, Robo. I'll see you tomorrow when you watch the VOD. Weaponry and how does magic interact with that? See, again, that's more magic system. I should have changed the title to this to free for all. Dog. Little swag dog. Alright. Back to Robos. I'll get to everybody, don't worry. What is this a drawing of? I'll explain that in a bit, because this whole stream is gonna be about the drawing. Alright. So the magic metal. No, you're fine, Clay. I know you're really excited about it, so I don't want to shoot you down. I think... Wait, this is the perfect pile bunker magic? I don't know what that means. Okay, so back to Robo's question. I'll scroll down in a minute. So the presence of magic metal has allowed for sync magic. So sync magic's like the most important thing that has pushed technology forward. In the city of Torturous, it hasn't been used in a military sense, more in like, what's the word? I'm blanking. Convenience sense. So sync magic does things like elevators. It does things like make food cold in a box, an ice box. It allows for things like radio and TV type situations. It allows for car type contraptions that I haven't totally worked out. You know, things like that. It's allowed for things like people who can install Dromech can use it. It's called there's common Dromech, and then there's what do I call it? I called it Greater Dromech, but I think I wanted to call it something else. Let me check my notes. Dromech. Load, World Anvil, load. Okay, so I just had common Dromech, then Dromech, and then Greater Dromech. So the stuff that Helldivers, the people that actually go in and fight monsters in the coil would be using probably Greater Dromech, and that's the ones that can make the weaponry, can make the shields, and then yeah, we've been calling them Helldivers. That was Joey's idea. And he's not even here, like the nerd. World Anvil is not showing loot ads, no. Full Gem ran out of juice, now my toaster is fucked. Essentially, yeah. That's a dropped game? That's nice. My bunker is like the blade in Assassin's Creed, except not stealthy and skill up to strap the arm of a mech because... Oh, okay. Yeah, Armored Core 6 has those. Hello, Bigley. A pie bunker. We're calling them pie bunkers now. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about the weaponry. So because I can't talk too much about the weaponry, because there is a big thing with that in a different thing, but it's plot, so I can't share it with you, so I'm sorry, Clay. But sync magic, so Helldivers, there's 3 different types of Helldivers, and I'm gonna gloss over this super duper fast, but we'll do another stream on it more in depth. But Helldivers are normally made of a team of at least 3, no, at least 2, but more than likely not 3, more than likely not bigger than that, but it's always like at least 2. And that's because you have your different types of Helldivers. You have I don't like the crayon anymore. You have strikers. You have guardians. And you have slingers. Hello, Paige. Do I have to change the name from Helldivers? I really like that. I even put it in the video. Do I have to change that? I've never heard of this video game you guys are speaking of. I do not know of this game you'll speak of. Thank you. Thank you, Paige. It's very cuddly. Helldivers like the ODS. I have no idea. I'm not making a 4-player futuristic co-op drop pod game. I don't think you can copyright a name like that. Okay, anyway. So we have Strikers, Guardians, and Slingers. So these two use normal Droke to mech. So these two would have installed Dromech. So they would have the physical enhancements, like, you know, the stuff installed in their legs to make them go fast. Oh, it was you, Clay. Okay. I thought it was Joey, because you guys both have purple names, so sometimes I just get caught in the color. So these two have the Dromech installed, a la Cyberpunk. These guys use the sync magic in an offensive way. So Strikers, with their Dromech, are able to produce a magical weapon of some kind. Almost always a melee weapon. So that's either like a sword, or a hammer, or a spear. You know, it's just kind of, it depends on the person, and I'll explain that more in a different stream. Okay? So it's a magic blade of some type. Guardians. Yeah, a club. You just make a club. Guardians produce shields, so they're more like your tank type characters. Well, swords always underused, but that's like the only kind of magic they really get. They can't like throw fireballs. They can't. You're gonna have to wait. I can't spill the beans all at once, or you guys won't care anymore. This is stressful. Right. Yeah, so Guardians are more of the frontline tank type characters. Now, I will throw this in, and then Slingers, they, instead of like having the stones and stuff installed, they carry them around. So the downside of Slingers is while they physically don't get exhausted by using their magic, if they get knocked down and drop their stones or whatever, like if they drop all their components for their spells, they're fucked. So Slingers can use both types of magic. And they can use it in interesting ways if they're creative. So they can form blades and they can form shields. Now, that being said, they are a copy of these two. So if you put a Slinger against a Striker, unless the Slinger's super cunning or the Striker's super dumb, and they're just going on a Striker versus Striker type battle, the Striker's always going to win. Yeah, Slingers are a standard mage. So that's kind of the disadvantage. But a Slinger can't... Normally, people who are Slingers are people that can't install Dromech. Multi-class, yeah. Who's stronger, a Striker or Guardian? That depends.
Hi, Mommy. It's your least favorite child live from the car.
Damn it, please. Why are you like this? Thank you for the resub. I'm gonna head off, wanted to pop and say hello and hope you have an awesome night. Thank you, Razor. Have a good night. I hope you don't have any more scary storms. So these are, yeah. So who's a stronger Striker or Guardian? That depends. Guardians normally have stronger defense and Strikers normally have stronger offense. You could have a shield prepared for an enemy Striker, even if it's weaker than a Guardian, is enough to give the Slinger an advantage. Yeah, it could be. Big ass storm that's a coming. Oh no. So I will throw in one other little thing because I know you guys are probably gonna start tippity tapping pretty fast. This is not a hard and fast rule, but normally, and I'll explain why later in a different stream. God guys, I'm getting like nervous. You guys are like, give me more. This is not how I thought the stream would go. Strikers are normally males. And guardians are generally females. And slingers are whoever can use it. So, I'm leaning towards the screen and anticipate. So, now strikers can be females, and guardians can be males, but you don't normally see it because general base, yeah, tank mommy. I knew you guys would like the tank mommy. I knew it. I knew. They're like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell them that like, tanks are normally women. They're gonna be like, so yeah, those are the magic weapons. So like primary. Now there are people that just use swords and shields. They do exist. They're not. I don't want to say they're like looked down on, but like if you could choose between, you know, one of these guys or like a normal sword and board dude, you're probably gonna always pick these guys if you can. Ruined in my life because of that. Or is it just like a preference? It's not sexual dimorphism. But like I said, that's something I'm gonna have to explain in another stream because that goes really big into the magic system and things like that. So we'll have to save that for the magic system stream. So regular miners will use regular weapons because port. Yeah, so miners are normally, just to bring it back to the coils now, miners are normally like just that. They're just paid wage workers. They don't have a lot of skills. There's not a lot of education down here. People have to start working at a young age to cover bills because there's a lot of death and maiming and you know, older people not being able to work because there's a lot of hard physical labor. But the companies, so basically what happens is these factories don't own themselves, right? They're just factories. Someone up here owns a factory, and then they, you know, they run it from up here, and then they make their money and everything. But then, you know, the normal people run it down here. But as long as this guy's making a profit, he doesn't give a shit what happens down here. You know, if people are getting schmurdered or whatever, they don't give a shit. So, you know, and it's the same thing with the mines. So, but if you work for a good company, they'll provide better security while you're a miner. So they might even shell out a little bit extra money for a hell diver or two to keep an eye on your ass, right? Or they might just get a bunch of guys that are kind of strong and give them some swords and say, good luck. Hi, Small. I'm hearing for the funny names. Are there any other special fighters or just those three? Those are the special, I guess, like the special classes, I guess is what I would call them. But like I said, there are normal people that like use swords and stuff, but they're normally like guards or like, there's knights. Normally the knights are able to use dromech. That's one of the things you need to, you know, become a knight. There are a few who are, well, what's the word? Well established? No, well, they're very good at fight. They're very good at fighting, so and they've managed to get through the training without having installed dromech. So I'm getting an NCR Ranger vibe. The Helldivers are specialists that get brought in through tough cases or to just bolster a party. Yeah, skilled combatant, yes. So Helldivers are actually normally, and this is the fucked up thing with the towers, right? Because you have your tower, right? Normally, Helldivers, because to be a successful Helldiver, you need to be more than just, they're essentially contract, they're contract workers, because you can't mine for the stones in the coil. The stones come from killing monsters. They're in the bodies and bones of the monsters. You can't just send like normal everyday miners in to go get stones. You have to sell in Helldivers. Okay, so with Dro, you could possibly become a paladin or Templar, etc. after becoming a knight. No. Once you're a knight, that's it. You're a knight. Calling a witcher. So I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Which class is the meta pick? Personally, I'm partial to Guardians, but that's just me. Where was I going with this? My brain just shut down. I mean, they're pretty balanced to me, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, sorry. Okay. So basically, Helldivers are like a team of people. And they're contract workers. So basically a company would come in and they're like, hey, you know, we need an order of this many stones, of like red stones or whatever. They're like, you need to go in and get them. And then the Helldivers would go in and get them, get paid for them, and leave. Most Helldivers are nobility. They're from up here. And that is because to be a successful Helldiver, you need to be able to make business contracts with factories that want to work with you. You have to be able to manage those contracts. You have to be able to manage the money that goes in and out of it. You have to be able to form new contracts. You have to be able to manage equipment. You have to be able to manage other things. So normally, Helldivers are nobility. That being, oh, and you need to manage your licensing. Because you have to be a license to enter. You have to have a license to enter the coil as a Helldiver. Now, there are Helldivers from the Strigan district. And it's one of those things where the country's like, guys, it's fair. It's very fair. You guys can come in and be Helldivers. You can, if you don't have like a big contract with the factory, you can sell it back to the coil staff. I haven't had a name for them yet. I've just been calling them coil staff. You can sell them back to the staff, you know, the staff at the coil, any stones you find. But there's going to be a very steep cut because, you know, the coil has to pay for, you know, managing the licensing, and they have to pay for the cleaners, and they have to pay for security. They have to pay for facilities. So, you know, so you take a very fun idea time. Oh no. So you take a heavy hit if you're going to be a diver without all that other stuff that you need if you don't have like a sales contract set up. Oh yeah, good luck walking down for a day, walking back up for a day. Well, yeah, if you're a licensed Helldiver, then it's one of those, you can then use one of these elevators. Because you have a license. You have an actual reason to come up to the top. But like I said, you have to, the licensing is very expensive. And they know it's very expensive. And that's because it's one of those things that, I guess they'd be kind of late stage capitalism a little bit. Oh yeah, if you're a spy or a foreigner, you gotta take the stairs. Yes, exactly. Yes. And that's part of security, right? Because like if you're a country that doesn't have a coil, you're gonna want to know what the fuck's going on with the coil. You know, you want to get into the coil. So yeah, going down is the easy part. So one thing, I'm gonna babble for like 2 more minutes, and then it's gonna go to an ad. So I'm gonna take a potty break, and then we'll actually try to make like a legitimate drawing of the coil. But one thing I will add is Torturous, the city, has only really explored about this much into the coil-ish. And that is because they run a TV program of different Helldivers and sell that TV program as like a drama type show to not only their own people, but to other countries. And they make so much money off of that. They don't need to, yeah, it's reality TV. They make so much money off of that, they don't need to dig down for more valuable stones. The country doesn't feel a need to do so to bolster their economy. So they might as well just stay in these lower or these upper levels where it's safer because they keep clearing out the monsters there already. So, Real Housewives of the Coil. Their divers might need old-timey military diver team for whatever their support staff is going to be called. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. It's like Less than a third of the known danger. Yeah. So you guys were writing some really super scary monsters in the Discord, which were super duper cool. But you like what Jersey Coil, god damn it. But they're so scary. They'd probably be like here. In this area. Like some of you guys' stuff was super duper spoopy. But I think we could probably have a clicker dog up here. So. You have to go scarier. I love this. There's still a lot of stuff that has no precedence or yeah. Yeah. It's a clicker dog. Cupid, you literally wrote that. Dog that clicks. Goes tick, tick, tick. My old dog before she passed away was a clicker dog. She clicked everywhere. I have to go through and rewatch some of this in the previous video. I want to write some stuff, but I want to make sure it fits. Yeah. Dog, that's a little silly. She had really thick toenails and they were very hard to cut. And she was very anxious dog. So like I couldn't take her to like PetSmart or something to get her nails trimmed because she was just turning into like an absolute wreck. And then for like weeks afterwards, so it was just a big mess. So like I tried to do my best to cut her nails, but like it was always a big fight. Like when she'd walk on like hard floors and be like click, 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 click. Writing guideline doc or something? I need those claws for digging and climbing. Gotta use a file. Alright, I'm gonna go take a little potty break and ad's gonna start, and then when I come back, where do I submit a thing? Oh, like a monster report thing? Or a question? I don't know how long I scrubbed through the last bot to set up the channels in the Discord V asked me to. If you have an old monster you want to throw up, you can throw it into the miners report. Yeah, they'll direct you. I will be right back and I'll allow them to direct you. So give me 1 minute. I'll write it here. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Excellent TikToks. I had to make a channel for my writing. What did you say? At this point, you need to be paid salary. I would pay him in salary if he asked for it. I would send him salary. All-arounder with writing. Revising is very important. Revising and, I'm not muted, am I? Revising and editing is extremely important with writing. All that chickadee jazz. Okay, good. My, I really need to fix it. My mic meter is way far away from my Spotify meter, so. Hate salary. What the hell? What's wrong with salary? Before I forget though, I wanted to talk about, hold on, this goes out of my head. First draft, perfect every time. Ugh. I won't make jack shit with an English degree. Rough. So I want to talk a little bit, before we keep going, about the assault I stopped yesterday. Don't time travel. Salary is soup is so annoying. What? Thanks, you remembered. Assault. Yeah. So I stopped an assault. It was don't call me a hero because it was an accident. I even took pictures of the assailants, but basically what was happening. Hold on, I'm gonna pause the music. This is serious. I'm getting like weird rap music in my ears. So I was leaving the gym. I was leaving the gym and I threw my gym bag like in the back of my car, right? But like I didn't realize the top flap was either like still open or happened to be open or whatever. So like a bunch of my stuff spilled out into the back of my car. So I was like I went into my car, right? I'm like in my car with my butt hanging out. You know, I'm like half in my car, like digging and trying to stuff my, this is not core lore, this is real life. Like stuffing stuff back into my gym bag. And all of a sudden I hear like scuffling and like just, you know, like a bunch of like shit just like around me. So like I start panicking because I'm like, holy shit, you know, something's going down. And like, you know, and I like all I can see is like my feet, you know, because my door's in the way and I'm just kind of like trying to look over my shoulder. And all I can see is my feet and I see like shit moving but like around my feet. And like the two, so like the female, I don't know who hit me, but someone smashed into me, right? Someone hit me and it almost knocked me down. So like I screamed because I'm being hit. So I don't know if it was the female or the two males that were chasing her. But someone hit me and I like start, you know, I scream because I'm a girl and that's what we do. We have to scream. So like I made it be now to lift weights to story time. Let's go. Yeah, like on foot. Well, like someone smashes into me and like I scream because I'm like, you know, my brain's like, okay, yeah, I have to alert people that, you know, something's going down.
Wow, you really call women female V?
So
how disrespectful.
I finally like scramble out of my car and like I'm flailing and I turn and look to my right and like I see the female like take off, like she's booking it. She's gone. She's like out of here. Doesn't stop to turn around, doesn't look at me, just is gone. Right? And I turn and I turn and look and I see the two males. I start like because you know, like when you get startled, you get like heavily startled and you just get angry. You know, so I'm like, I'm just angry at this point. I'm not thinking, I'm just angry. So I start chewing out these two males. I'm like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, you know, and I'm just like in, because it's a parking lot, but then there's like grass in front of the car. So I'm like standing in the grass and they're standing in the grass. I'm like yelling, I'm like chewing them out, right? Yeah, there was no flight anymore. It was just fight. And I'm like chewing them out and I got a picture of them. And these were the two dicks that hit, I think they hit me. So these two dicks smashed into me. I got a picture of them. And the female got away. But they almost took me out. Like they hit my legs. I don't know if it was a female or these two dicks, but they hit my legs so hard I almost lost balance and fell down. That's like that's the speed that I was struck with. There was feathers stuck to my leggings. You're braver than I am because you broke up a fight between people, but no. at me, right? Look at him. He's trying to start shit. Look at him. Look at him. He's like trying to start shit here. Like, look at him. He's sassing back. Oh, yeah. So I was literally screaming, getting attacked by by ducks yesterday. It was rough, man. I have never been I haven't been startled like that in a really long time. I honestly thought I was getting attacked because I heard a bunch of like flapping and like sounds and stuff, and like I remember someone saying no, it was we had to take like special training because I was a contractor in Arizona when I worked for the Marine Corps, and we had to like take special terrorist training and like anti cartel training, and we had to do all this extra stuff. And and one of the things was like when you lean into your car, you're like super vulnerable. They're like, it's the worst position you can be in. So then like I remembered that while I was hearing flapping, and I was like freaking out because like I'm like, is that like a bag? Like, is someone gonna like grab me and put a bag over my head? Is it like, it's a terrorist? Yeah. El Quackda. So yeah, it was panic, which is why I screamed, because I was like, I literally cannot do anything. I cannot get back out of this car fast enough. The winged hussars. Yeah. So that was the assault I broke up. Well, the issues with ducks is that male ducks will do their business until the female experiences Canadian healthcare. So I did probably save that duck's life because there were 2 of them. So ducks are pretty brutal. Yeah, that too. Time for some cheese and crackers. So yeah, that was my story. That was my story time. Oh, I just had to get that off my chest, man. Can you tell more duck stories? I don't know if I have any more duck stories. I think that's all I got. I just couldn't believe I got hit by ducks. And he's hearing all this now. You're saying they're ducks in the coil. Yeah, they're like, but they're just like normal ducks. They're just normal, like, farm ducks in the coil, yeah. Hello, Bleach's friend. Yeah, no, they're just your standard duck. Like, everything else is like a crazy, terrifying monster beast. But they're just normal ducks. They're just standard, basic ducks. They're normal ducks and one of the strongest monsters. Yeah, no one knows they're there. No one knows they're there because they live here. They live right here in this little... This is where the ducks live. Hello, streamer related. Yay! It's not ammonia, is it? Does he know your other friend is here? Do you guys know each other? Does he know ammonia is also a weeb? No, it's another friend. Oh, okay. It's like, yeah, the bottom of the coil is like the top, floor in, remember the name of the thing. I remember it's Aincrad. I can't remember the name of the actual anime. Why am I blanking so much? This is my mother. Alright, so let's actually try to draw. Maybe. Okay. That's gonna be the hard part, is actually trying to draw. Because every time I try to draw this, it doesn't actually look like how I want it to look. Causing memory loss. Sword Art Online, thank you. Oh my god. I'm so loud. Okay, I gotta calm down. Mechanical pencil. That's what we want. Okay. What's a lighting situation in there? So this more explored part kind of looks like your standard mine. Like, here, let me see if I can find a picture. Like your standard mined out mine, right? Like they'd have, oh, of course it's a bar. Here you go, this is good. Not obviously exactly like this, but essentially I just dropped my pen. Essentially something like this. If you go deeper in, it looks like this. Like that. Thank you, Phoenix! So there's little to no natural light, not in the coil, no. If you're, oh, that's a duck picture. What did I delete? Did I delete my drawing? No, I didn't. Oh, okay. I was like, no! That's just a black screen. Yes, exactly. So you understand. So if you're in this area, right? If you're just like living here, right? There is some light that does stream down. You can't see it from this drawing, but there are like holes kind of in the ground, like around, scattered about, probably decorated with gardens for the people up top to enjoy, where light does come in. But then more or less there's like a lot of like lighting, like lamps and things like that, and people would maybe carry lanterns depending on where they're going. Return to duck. Are there vents in the mine? Inside here? No, there are no vents. Well, no vents like you would imagine like a mine vent. There might be like natural like holes, you know, in places in like the rock formation, but there's no like legitimate actual. Betcha they throw their trash in those holes. Oh, absolutely. But there's no like legitimate like built vents. Everyone has to wear gas masks if they're inside the coil. And a lot of people down here also tend to wear either gas masks or at least face masks of some kind. Because a lot of the pollution from the factories, some of it's vented out through like some of it's vented out, like properly vented out into like the ground, and then like comes up from a hole someplace else, right? Because like you can't just pump. If you just pumped pollution straight up, then obviously like these people would have to deal with the pollution coming out of the holes in the ground. So they do pump it out a bit, but a lot of it's very heavy, like pollution. So it kind of just it lingers, like San Francisco, you know. So people will wear masks and stuff around. Rap gas everywhere. Gas mask peak aesthetic. I had thought about it recently. I was like, I don't have to draw people's expressions when they're getting fucking murdered. Yes, this is fantastic. Everyone's gonna wear a mask. But I can use it as a plot device too, so that's good. Cheat code. Hello, Drifter. Yeah, so we can go over here though and actually comes to drawing faces. No, I really do need to work on them more. I mean, like, Fubi's comic doesn't have gas masks, I don't think, so I'll have to actually draw faces there. Oh, no, that's part of the magic system. Okay, I'll talk about it a little bit. So the main issue that happens with workers and even miners and stuff is coughing? Question mark? Is coughing, lung damage, obviously, but then also blindness. Blindness is very common. Now I'm gonna come up with magic user that doesn't need oxygen to breathe and can resist the gas. You will no longer have a choice. Yeah, black lung type idea. But then blindness is like the very, very close second. Gas masks aren't that simple though. Simple either though. Or I mean, they're a lot easier than drawing expressions. Yeah, I mean, gas masks are like, oops. Gas masks are like, essentially. I mean, I've drawn Kami's face how many times? If you, and then. Yes, boom, done. Gas mask. There. Straps. Wrap straps right there. Gas mask. The gun with the blast wave dude had good gas mask expressions. I have not seen gun with the blast wave. I will take a look at that. Alright, let's draw for real. I do want to draw it today, guys. I do want to try drawing today. Is the best? Okay. Is it a show? What is it? It's an anime? He's got no arms, Lieutenant Dan. Is comic? Okay. Webcomic? Okay, I'll take a look. Is it on web, what is it on? Is it on Webtoons or is it on its own website? Is there like something else here? On website, Roger. I mean,
hello, Hopper. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. Thank you for the resub. 32 months, that's insane.
God, wait until you get into the hundreds of months. That'll be weird. Alright, so, I'm gonna try to actually draw now. I don't know how it's gonna go. I haven't had much success drawing the actual coils myself. So we'll see. I'll DM it to you. Perfect. Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna go use that as like a rough draft. We can do like a little bit of perspective on it, maybe. I don't want it to look like a butt plug is my problem. We're gonna do like an above ground, like helicopter type shot. Yeah, everyone was thinking it, Kami. Don't dot me. Everyone was thinking it, okay? Good job, Beaver. You're definitely okay. Well, Bleach. Okay, now I know you guys are just fucking with me. All right, so this is the top. Let me think here. So then, essentially, I don't want it to be a circle. I'm just okay. Chill. We're just sketching. Just gonna sketch. I'm just gonna add some like shapes to it, make it look more organic and less of like an actual triangle. If you guys have noticed the music, by the way, this is my Elysium Skiff playlist that I've been playing nonstop whenever I'm drawing or writing or thinking about the story. Which none of this will make sense to you because the music is involved with the plot. Find music that fits with the plot, and you guys don't know the plot, so it wouldn't really make sense that the music makes sense. But you know. Well, then get explaining the plot. No. You guys are gonna I'm gonna have to make a webcomic for that. I'm gonna have to actually put in work. I'm scared. I'm so scared of making the webcomic. You guys have no idea. Terrified. Absolutely terrified. I know. I'm scared of even just starting it and like doing it. Like it's not even like I'm not even worried about the story. I know the story's solid. I'm not even worried about it. I'm worried about like actually doing it and finishing it and working on it and not getting burnt out and not getting sick of it and like stopping it halfway through and going on hiatus for the next 12 years. Oh, we got aura. All right, guys. Oh yeah, I have to take this song off the. Hold on. Better get it. Yeah. Well, the comic probably won't start for a long time either. So like that's also the scary part. Hold on, I'm gonna take this song off the playlist quick because I got stuff. I got so much stuff. I was very excited to talk about it. So where is this song on this playlist? It says it's here. I just wanted to take this off the playlist. Because it doesn't fit. It's not on this. What the fuck? Can I take it off here? Remove? Remove it! Alright, well, whatever. It's on there. Anyway. Yeah, I know it's not public. I was gonna share it. I was gonna share it eventually, but I wanted to craft it a bit more, and you guys don't even understand why it fits. Alright. For the boys? Okay. Let me get the face. Ada for the boys. There, you got it. Are you happy? I'm surprised my tracking's still working. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Oh damn, we're at 34%. Holy crap, it's going up. I was not expecting that. Dang, all right. Dad Dark Pirate, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the meat hall. Oh boy. I don't know if that was intentional to follow after that, but doing deadlift squats at 350 and mid squat. I hear I don't want it to look like a butt plug of a second ladder. No, don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Oh, dude, what happened? What the hell? You almost hurt yourself. Vtuber talking about butt plug. Nothing. My hand slipped. Can't think of a name for this thing. Can I drop the image and make the others figure it out? Do you have like a write-up though? Probably have like a write-up, not just like a picture, unless you drew the picture. Then I guess that would be fine. But yeah. Gamma wrote the wrong. Too bad they're not really that useful. Yeah. Valkyrie humor go brr. All drawing, but sure. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, back to the butt. I mean, that's Coils. Back to the butt plug. Yeah, so I don't know. I wanted to look. So I wanted to have like, okay. Oh yeah, that's other things we can talk about. So we talked about it a little bit in Discord. Can't prove it wasn't on purpose. I want like stones protruding out. Kami, you'll be proud of me. I've been practicing very hard on drawing rocks and stones, because obviously I'll need to do that for this kind of thing. So please be proud of me, Commissar. Rock and stone. Oh yeah, I should play that mining game. That would be good research, right? Deep galactic mining. Oh no. Ah, Kami, what the Kami, no! You're not supposed to say that, Kami. Stop it. No. Oh, alright. Okay. Don't wait. No. Stop. Oh no. Also, more than a DRG, watching mine exploration videos on YouTube will help. So here's the dumb thing.
Whoa.
Whoa. Thank you, Kuba, for the sub. So here's the dumb thing about all of this. I am claustrophobic. I cannot watch mining videos. I can't watch videos where people are going through tight spaces. I get very panicky. That's the dumb part about it. I know. I think I'll be fine if I'm the one drawing it. No, I won't watch The Descent. So I remember when that movie came out and I saw the trailer because it was like a commercial, so I kind of had to watch it. And I freaked the fuck out. I'm like, turn it off. I don't want to watch this. Like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Claustrophobic, and yet make a comic about closed spaces. I know. Well, who would know better on how to make it scary than me? right? I would be the one that would know how to make it scary. All right, so this is the top. This is top. My eyes keep flip-flopping. Let's say the giant rock falling in that tunnel the other day. Eventually we'll draw like the top. We'll draw the loosened quarters because I imagine they have like tons of gardens and like maybe like a really annoying waterfall that just like falls straight down into the striking district.
Have a good sleep, Clay.
You know, that's just really, really fucking annoying. That they have just a waterfall that just falls straight into where people are living. Because it looks pretty.
Hello, Tony. Hello, hello.
Thanks for filling in for Clay. Ah, my jaw's popping again. I'm starting to think it's this headset. It's a moving waterfall, just fucks up different person down each day. Yeah, so this is...
I have unexpected vacation.
Oh, is it good unexpected vacation or bad unexpected vacation? Also,
Thank you for the resub. Thank you, thank you.
yeah, so then you'd probably have like, you know, a little like station here, you know? Probably lots of stations, to be fair. You probably have like, you know, like you'd have your TV station here with an antenna. You know? I don't really know. I haven't really figured out how all the magic works yet, but you know, we'll get there when we get there. I was working on stuff yesterday. So, you know, and then like a licensing office and maybe like a warehouse. I wrote so many notes and I don't think I've talked about any of them. Okay, maybe I did talk about all of them. All right. I've heard this song before. You probably have. Good unexpected construction at the plant went over schedule. Let's go! I like how you threw that B in there just to be safe. That's a good move. That was a smart move. Very smart move to throw that B in there. Alright, so yeah, and then, you know, you absolutely have to. So many people do not, though. You know, let's draw, yeah. So, like, yeah, you got the, yep. So you got that, and then, like, so this obviously, like, obviously the above ground would be bigger than this. I'm just, you know, trying to illustrate a point. And so then, like, there'd be, like, bridges and, like, fancy walkways that would walk over the holes that you can peer down into the peasants that do your bidding for you and take all the dangerous jobs those wretched souls, you know, so that sort of thing. You know, and then, like, make them all fancy with, like, trees and... Oh, good heavens! Yes. Yes. You know, so... But, then the tower itself is big. And then it would be, like, in a big... I might have to make this smaller. Because the basin would be very big. I'm running out of room. No, Cupid, no! So a little bit about the coils themselves, though, is that, known to the country of Torturous, no, country of Charius, Torturous is the capital city. So this is the capital city of Charius, which is the country. Known to the country of Charius, there are 4 coils. Now, that doesn't mean there's only 4 coils in the world, but there's 4 known coils to the specific country. There's their own. There is a coil in the New Republic of Ekra. And then there are 2 coils in the distant country of West Harmon. I wanted to wait a second so you wouldn't read it. Never once have I thought about the system auto-retailing against the letter CP. Yep. So, that doesn't mean there's not more coils in the world, but as of right now stands there are 4. So one country does have 2 coils in all of its terrifying glory that it would be to have 2 of these things killing in your country. So I'm gonna move over a little bit. We're gonna turn this one off. Kind of like, so we have the basin here. That'd be very impoggers. Yeah. Well, I mean, it might be great depending on how you utilize them. So basically a big salad bowl. Obviously, it's going to be like rockier and stuff. Like the edges would be rocky. They wouldn't be even. But like, you know, as the years went on, like more bits would be like carved out with like terraces and things to put factories on and more homes and things like that. But a lot of it's slums. A lot of the inspiration I'm kind of pulling from is, if anyone's seen Arcane, when Vi goes back after she's been arrested, and like how things kind of look is kind of what I'm going after, is my thoughts and feelings on that. Well, then that is, now you guys know how I feel when you guys are like, oh, it's like this thing. You know, the art style kind of put me off at first too, but then I really liked it actually, so I would recommend it. The art style looks a lot better in motion than it does in like stills. Is this for D&D? No, this is for a webcomic, a future webcomic. I did cry several times. I think I cried 2 or 3 times watching it, so. I had the big sads. Made me the big sads. I must be good. Magic Tech is just a concept. It's like steampunk, dieselpunk, and magic, sort of like Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, so I've been calling it arcane punk is what I've been going with mostly. If people ask like the genre or whatever. Comic is a single player D&D. No, it's way worse than that. It's way worse. Webcomic, let's go. Don't get too excited. It won't be happening for a while. I have to manage your guys' expectations. I don't even have like a script written out yet. I just have an outline. Through the roof. No! But yes, eventually. I think, I don't know, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't know where I'm gonna host it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, shut the hell up. Like, focus on the story before you worry about dumb stuff like hosting it or publishing it or monetizing it or anything dumb like that. It is a real storm. Yeah, it is. It's easier to think about stuff like, oh, how am I gonna monetize it? Like, it's easier to think about that than it is about the actual story. And I keep getting hung up on that because I don't really want to monetize the actual story. Like, I would like it to be available to everybody, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those distracting things that people get hung up on. You know, like people that are like, oh, I can't write any of my story right now because I can't think of a title for it. You know, it's like that sort of deal. Dude, man, I remember reading Pixel Comics back when those dudes never updated. Whoa. Mental block, yeah. So yeah, so it's just kind of like a series of terraces, I guess would make sense. My brain likes to anticipate a whole bunch of shit in a non-existent future and move way too quick, yeah. I want to be a VTuber, but everything must be for, yeah, see, and that's like just the dumbest way to go about it is kind of the thing, which is like the same with the webcomic, which is why I kind of just decided to throw it out here right now.
Thank you, Bullet Club, for the follow. Welcome to the meat hall. Thank you, thank you.
Which is part of the reason why I decided to just throw it out here now to you guys was because, it's not perfect. It's not in any way, shape, or form perfect. I love your YouTube shorts. Thank you so much. Ready for over a year. Don't be like me, kids. Just stream, Beaver. Fucking stream. Do it. There's no reason not to. Just fucking stream, dude. You don't need a debut. Yeah, so you just have like a whole bunch of terraces that kind of like wrap around. Obviously, I'm not drawing all of them because you wouldn't be able to see the coil. Streaming without a model for a little bit, right? You don't need a model. I didn't have a model when I first started streaming. I was just the disembodied voice. The voice in the void. As one does as an art streamer. Can't wait to be on the cringe compilations. Yeah, let's go. Terrorist sounds like a bad word. Nah, like rice patties are terrorists. Is you thinking terrorist? Tourist? Yeah, so they're really rough and rocky, and then, you know, they'd be like, for example, here, if they had, like, a really annoying waterfall, then water would come down here, then maybe, like, form a pool. You know? And then, I don't know, people would gather around it. Oh my god, I, like, almost read Nightbot out loud. Jesus. Guys, I have merch for a limited time! You can get one of these fancy dockies still until next Tuesday. You have a week. You have a week to get a docky. But they're only shipping to the US. Sorry. I have merch. Wow, cool. Yeah, so, like, you get the idea. They're terrorists. And then, like, so, and then there's, factories, right? You probably put factories, I would think, would be down here, right? Some of this is brainstorming. I don't really have a lot of this planned out yet. This is the best drawing of the coils that I've gotten so far, so I'm pretty happy with this. You know, so you'd have your factories. They probably wouldn't have a stack, though. Cringy, but I've yet to be owning a docky cringe. I'm not sure if I want to be. I mean, I don't know. I don't see any disadvantage of having a docky, to be honest with you. They're pretty nice. It's a luxury item, you know what I mean? Like, don't you like luxury, Arcus? Don't you like that? Is Arcus too good for luxury? Oh, I don't like how these two things line up like that. I don't like that. So this is a massive factory, right? This one would be, this is big. Let's go to Michelin restaurant. Hold on, I gotta look something up. I gotta look something up. There's 17 what? That can't be right. 17? Never been, I don't go to Michelin star restaurants, I'm too poor. What the hell? There's that Michelin star Chinese restaurant. I'd never own a docky? God, you're missing out, dude. Oh, I lied, I've been to one. Wait, what the fuck? This can't be right. This cannot be right. There's no way. There's no way. I swear I would never stoop so low as to ever own a docky, and then a grab bag I picked up on my last day of Japan just so I happened to have one. I've never been so angry. Amazing. Get the docky. Just roll it up and put it in your sock drawer. One time I came up with this really good cosplay idea where I cosplay Guts, but instead of Dragon Slayer, it's a docky, probably Carl from Aqua Teen. That'd be pretty funny, TBH. I think it's Sonico, back when that was relevant. Does she have, like, big headphones? Because I think that's Sonico. There is a docky of the Dragon Slayer docky now. Alright, so back to drawing. Right, so then, so the factories would have their pollution and stuff pumped instead of having like a smokestack. They would come out in like big long tunnels that would then vent out into the surface. Wow, that's really bad drawing. That would vent out into the surface. So then there would be like a spider web of these, you know, like factories would then combine their pipes to bigger pipes, you know, combine the pipes as one does. As I say, combine your pipes. Have a good night, Abs! Man, not selling to Europe. Why do I have so many fans in Europe? Not selling to Europe has really crushed these sales. Damn. Is Supersonical good? I've never seen any official. I've never seen it. I've only ever seen the big booby art. I honestly feel like it was just a booby anime. The Daki limited time. If I'm on a timer, I need to act quick. It goes until next Tuesday. So the thing with the Dakis is I have to order in bulk. So I can't, and they're import laws. I know. I have to order in bulk. So what will probably end up happening will I will probably have a few extra after I order the pre-orders. So I might have a couple extra to sell afterwards, but I can't guarantee anything. If I get the exact number of orders that I need, then I'm not going to order extras. So yeah, there's that. If I hit a certain number of orders though, I do plan on giving away a Daki. So there's that too. There's also that. Kind of like what I did with the sweatshirts, because we hit a certain number of orders with the merch the first time, so then I gave away a sweatshirt. So, yeah. Yeah. Not want me to have a Daki, I will not argue with him. Yeah, so factories will have like these vent pipes that go through the ground. I can't imagine how they drilled these suckers out, but you know, we don't have to explain everything. It is a story. Do big things. Let's go. You know, and then like one would probably come from another factory over here. Oh boy, Yona, I'm just gonna say Yona, thank you for the follow, welcome to the meet hall, thank you. Welcome. Yeah, so then you know, you'd have, so I feel like the factors would be like down below. You know, and some might be refining metal, some might be refining stones. All extremely toxic to human beings. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about with you guys. Because I noticed a lot of you, I wanted to say it when Robo was still here. Oh well. Future Robo, this is also for you. I'm back to not working since my little brother having no school. Oh no. No, so I'll just drag this hose over here. Yeah, you can stream. Streaming's good. I don't know what's going on with Twitch with their new affiliate rules and junk, but I don't even know if that's implemented yet, and they didn't really explain it, but there's that whole debacle going on. Where you have to, you not only have to get affiliate, but now you have to keep affiliate. So. I mean, I get why Twitch is doing it. Like, I don't know, like from a business sense, it makes a lot of sense. But back to the important thing. Also on YouTube, you're not going to get monetized for at least a year or two. Oh no, I wasn't even talking about that, Beaver. They're like putting in a minimum requirement now that if you don't like stream for like a certain amount of time for a certain amount of people, you can lose partner and affiliate status. But they didn't put up what those requirements were, so. At least last I checked. I'll wait for the ad to finish so we can go back to talking about the coils. Yeah. Well, like I get why Twitch is doing that, because it's expensive to house useless channels. No, you don't have to make it your full-time job. I believe, like I said, they didn't post their requirements yet. I would imagine that it would be like similar to what it would take to like get that role. Like for affiliate, I would imagine you would have to keep 3 viewers and stream, I don't remember what it was for affiliate, stream 12 hours a week or a month or something like that. And then for partner, it's 75 average viewers, and then I think you have to stream for 24 days a month. There's not 24 days a month. I don't know. Whatever it was. I would imagine you would have to remain at that point because so many people do like a partner push, for example, and they'll hit that 75 viewer average, and then as soon as they stop pushing, they drop down to like 38 viewers or like 12 viewers. Like they just drop dramatically, and then that ends up costing Twitch a lot more money because partners get video encoding, and video encoding is extremely expensive for Twitch to be running on all these streams that aren't making as much money because they don't have as many viewers paying into that partner. So yeah, that makes sense for Twitch to do that. I know it upsets a lot of people for that, but it makes sense from a business standpoint to require people to be active to you know, get stuff. Because Twitch is absolutely hemorrhaging money. They have been for years, and I mean like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars every month. They are hemorrhaging money. And Twitch needs to do something about it, because either Twitch is going to go completely under and we won't have Twitch at all, or they're going to sell it to a company that's going to be willing to take on a losing company, you know, a losing thing, and then they're probably going to gut it and sell off what they can. They're not gonna lifeboat it though. Why would they lifeboat it? You know what I mean? Like, why would Amazon do? Amazon's been losing money too. Like, actual Amazon, they've also been losing a lot of money because they grew too fast during the COVID boom. So like, they can't lifeboat Twitch for forever. So that's kind of like why they would do that. You know, it's one thing, like, because YouTube is losing money hand over fist too, but like Google's lifeboating YouTube, but like there's a reason for that. YouTube's actually like, in some level, making them money because they're bringing in people. Twitch isn't doing that for Amazon. If you want to fuck with them. Yeah, so anyway, back to the lore. Yeah, so basically, factories that are refining metals and stones and stuff, would vent out. So, but like, you know, general pollution would still kind of like hover down below like this. And they would be, like, stuff would be like smushed up. Like, it'd be very packed. If anyone's ever looked at Victorian England, anything, Victorian Industrial Revolution crap, like everything's very packed, everything's very dirty, things like that. Now the only thing I will say, I will not pull in to this from the Victorian era, is poop in the streets. There is no poop in the streets, I will say that. So weird that cable companies stayed afloat bankrolling entire shows for decades, and Twitch and YouTube can't stay afloat broadcasting small shows that cover their own expenses to niche audiences. It's because cable companies don't actively like live stream. It's because it's live streaming is what's so expensive. I mean, YouTube's a little different because they do a lot of long form and short form content, but like live streaming is extremely expensive because it requires a massive amount of servers to run things. Well, live TV is, yeah, but like that's like a whole news station, right? Like the news station's paying the cable company to use their time, their slot. I'm not paying Twitch to use this slot, you know what I mean? Places is a minotaur shy of a labyrinth now. Yeah. I mean, I kind of am because Twitch takes a chunk of like my subs and stuff, but like I'm not giving them like, hey, Twitch, I'm gonna give you $1,000 and then this is my time slot. You know what I mean? Yeah, what Beaver said. Millions of dollars for a 2-minute ad slot. Websites get fractions of pennies per click. Yeah. So that's part of the reason why Twitch is pushing ads so much too. But yeah. So anyway, back to this. Back to factories. I'm trying to think. Do you guys have any? Oh, yes. I wanted to talk about because you guys have been making some fantastic monsters. I'm so excited to see them. I will say the plot of the story, most of the plot does not happen in the coil. I don't know if that will dampen any of your guys' excitement, but most of the plot actually happens outside of the coil. But the coils appeared, it's just Fubi. The coils appeared like unknown amount of time ago, 1,000 years, hundreds of years, you know, like not hundreds of thousands of years, right? So it's like a couple thousand maybe. Long enough that the current humans don't remember it not being here, and we've established that the humans like need this to survive at this point. But there is going to be plot, yes. The coils themselves are their own contained ecosystem, and I noticed a lot of people were making monsters that could either mimic human speech, they could look like humans, they knew specifically how to fuck with humans, and the coil is supposed to be its own ecosystem with essentially like plants and animals, right? They wouldn't have evolved in a way where they would specifically search out human things, because for the most part, it's an extremely short time frame as far as evolution goes, and they wouldn't have a massive amount of contact with humans like, say, a domesticated cat would, because I know, you know, we know through research that they think that domesticated cats mimic babies' cries so humans take care of them. There's not enough contact with humans for these monsters to create those sorts of things, right? So they wouldn't have like human-specific tricks or attacks or forms or anything like that. Now, that doesn't mean there's nothing that's like necessarily like humanoid in there or anything like that. And, you know, there might be some like weird coincidence, but for the most part, like, it'd be easier to think of them more wild animals and less like fucky human people, if that makes sense. My eyes, no, my eyes were doing that. That was my face. That was just my face. Dragon's first game had deep roads as an important part, but you didn't stay down there long. Yeah. See, a lot of my monster ideas were going to be stuff that was like lower on the food chain, as it were, like insects and plants. See, that would be fantastic because we need some of that. They're fibish that crawl in and out of water. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine, Yoda. I was just making a joke. I do make weird faces though that the tracking doesn't exactly pick up, so sometimes it'll go all wonky. Blood skippers. Hold on, I'm gonna just scroll through quick. I'm not missing anything while I was ranting. Gotta account for the transfer of energy. Yeah. So water in the coils isn't like your standard like liquid water. I think how I've been picturing it is kind of like the not geysers. Pools near geysers? I have the image in my head. Yeah, so like something kind of like this. The morning glory pool. Some of you might know what that is. So like something like this. Where it's like, it's not just like water, like it's very toxic, it's very mineralized. There's you know, there's bacteria and stuff. It's not like you would just go like fishing. I think Robo is basing his format off of SVP. Yeah, so I just didn't want him to get super... I would feel bad if he got super hung up on something and then like I ended up not using it. Because like I said earlier, like last stream, like just because I don't use something doesn't mean it's a bad idea. It just wouldn't fit. And you guys didn't really know this kind of stuff, so... Fluid dynamics? Kinda. Yeah, so I would imagine... So I would think like the water that is in the coils would be something like this. Like very bright and colorful from the metals and the bacteria and things like that. But like not something that like you would go fishing in. Rainbow Yellowstone Geyser. Yeah. And then like maybe they could be connected to one another in like some weird way or something, but... And that doesn't mean animals can't be living in it in some way or not, but, you know, you just have to take that into account that the, you know, so like, I don't know, they need like a special organ or something like that. Yeah, little glowy light sources. That is gnarly stink water. What warms the water though? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Thank you. You brought that into my next point. So the coils themselves are actually very warm, which is part of the reason why they're called coils. They produce their own heat, and they also produce their own power. So what the humans have done, at least in Torturous, and scientists, you will see cables that will come off of the tower, or I'm sorry, of the coil, and like go to different places. So they'll just be like, there'll be like a, not just like a plug into the dirt, but you know, there'll be like a hole with a cable running through it. And there might be like a power transfer station somewhere, you know, in the coil, on the outside of the coil. So then, and then, you know, you'll see like cables like running down. Mostly to factories, but you know, they'll go to like, you know, housing and things like that. Deborah the Devastator. Deborah lives in the Sulphur Springs. But yeah, so that's the other thing is, because these are like generally warm on their own, people in, because that's another stream I wanted to do, because you guys kept talking about like the gears the miners would have. So I want to do just a stream talking about what gear they would have. Is it geographically stable? Has anyone ever experienced an earthquake? I can't answer that. But no, they have not experienced an earthquake. Can't answer it beyond that. Thought they were runoff and waste tubes. That's what these are. These are like pollution pumps and waste pumps. But these are power cables that would come off of it. A murder snake. Answers that. It's hard. Some of this stuff is plot and stuff attached to it. And if I tell you that, now you know that there's plot stuff attached to it. So you guys keep asking questions about the stuff that has plot stuff attached. Ah! Creature idea. Geyser crawling lizard fish. They make their nests under the ground. Geyser fields for protection. Use bacteria to digest. Feed on carrion. That's pretty good. I like that. Overwhelm her with more consideration as a question before she can stay on track. I know! I'll probably have to spend some time on my own finishing this drawing, which is fine. This is like the best drawing I've made of the coils, so it's good. What else? Yeah, so then you have like small shacky type houses, you know, just here. Oh yeah, and the elevators. So then the elevator shaft, like the big freight elevator would be like here, right? How polluted the hot springs affect the local trout population? The local trout population has inverted. They're actually negative now. Are maps a common or controlled substance? Maps of the coils or maps in general? That's such a dumb question. Elevators. Yes. Okay. Maps of the coils are a controlled substance. Controlled substance? Yeah, substance. Yes. You in a map in general though, you can just have like a map. Just have like a map, but the map of the actual coil is controlled. Means they become flying cannibal salmon. Oh no, it's gone full circle. I thought it was literally made in Abyss. Last week it was made in Abyss. Get tied to the land and have no need to know, pretty much. Abyss is way deeper. Sorry, brain broke estimating negative salmon. This would be the freight elevator. I'm not gonna draw all the elevators because it's gonna cover up a lot of stuff. Editing this into a video is gonna be a nightmare because there's so much random jumping around, but that's okay. We'll survive. Made in Terraria and the Abyss. Well, yeah, world map to general maps for people to do day-to-day or military secret style. So the maps of the coils would normally be held by nobility or the people that held ownership of like the factories and the people that sponsored Helldivers. General world maps, they're not necessarily controlled, But like I said earlier, most of the people down here really can't read or write much. They're not well educated, so like a map really wouldn't mean much to them anyway. The Fubi Helldivers, what did I miss? You missed a lot. This is second stream of this kind of stuff. Helldivers, you know what? You're gonna have to go back. I'm not gonna really explain it again. My throat's already getting sore. No, you don't need to be totally literate, but like for a map to mean much, guys, I know what a map is. Maps are pictures. Yeah, thank you. Has been a couple of hours. Yeah, you'll have to go back. I've been drinking water. Yeah, freight elevator. Yeah, but they're not like super controlled, but like people don't really read or write much, or like they could look at the fancy pictures. They wouldn't really mean much to them, if that makes it. Like they wouldn't really, like, you know, like if you can't really read or write and you get a picture of the outside world, right? But you're like worried about feeding your family and not dying on a mining expedition. Like you're not really gonna care much about the outside world. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be like, oh, here's Niflheim across the ocean. I don't know. I think that's from The Witcher. Been trying to read more. Well, if you're in the lore deep dives, you're in the right place. New lore, ocean. It'd be really bad if like water poured in here though. That would cause a great destruction. One weakness is reading. Got the freight elevator in here with my good drawing skills. I'll probably add like labels and stuff, maybe. But reading's my fucking, yeah, I feel that. Some guidelines or something for monster making or general lore ecosystems info so people know what they can and can't make. I mean, so here's the thing. It's like you can make anything because nothing's set in stone. And I can always bend stuff if I really like an idea a lot. Like, if you're really worried, like, if you're worried about making something that can't be used at all and feeling like wasting time or something, you know, I don't know. I'm not, like, I don't plan on making like an outline of monsters that you can and can't make. You know what I mean? That makes sense? I make more trout. Gotcha. So the monster is like 50 feet tall and is good to make then? Well, okay. It's in a cave system. So if a monster 50 feet tall, I don't, like, you've been here for the streams, you know what I mean? So, Arcus, I'm gonna ask you to use your brain and common sense on that one, okay? While you're at your Michelin star restaurants. Well, maybe you should stop going to your Michelin star restaurants and showing up for stream. For new lore ocean. I don't have a world map, so like I've been trying to I've tried drawing like a world map like 15 times and they've all been very unsuccessful. There is an ocean. I planned on an ocean being somewhere. At least one. I was on a boat on a lake, dear God. Keep saying that. Michelin star. The tire people for some reason rate restaurants and then people care a lot. It's literally the same people that sell Michelin tires. It's the same company. I don't know why people care. But normally if you get a Michelin star as a company, you can like jack your prices up. So that's why people care. Oh, that's no good. Yeah, like Michelin star restaurants are like fine dining establishments where you get tiny portions and pay like $600 for a meal. Yeah, fuck Michelob. It is a tire company and they made a guide to encourage people to travel. Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Michelob? Yeah, that's how you... like Michelob Ultra? Yes, that's how you pronounce that. I think I am going to wrap up the stream here pretty quick, though. We're kind of at that time. Does anyone have any more quick questions for me before we end it, though? Nothing quick. Okay. I'll try to answer some questions in Discord. Yeah, I guess, like, as a general monster rule, just think something with caves is probably not evolved to deal with humans, and that's probably really it. It's got to exist in a cave system. Are there more sentient things than humans? That is spoilers. Are there several sentient species there, or just one? There's humans, and then there's the monsters. A creature, yeah. Humans and then Fubi. Yes, Fubi's the main boss. We got Deborah the mid boss, and then we got Fubi the main boss. Yeah. Fubi lives here in the tiny little tail. Beat you, Rev! Humans, monsters, and also beasts and creatures with the occasional critter, yeah. But, yeah. I'll try to answer some, small questions in the Discord. I'll wait to- Oh, okay, I guess we're doing Magic System next week. Do Magic System next week. I will eventually, I don't know how it's gonna go. I do have a world anvil. It's not really set up or like made clear or anything, so it's nothing I can launch anytime soon. But I am working on a world anvil just to organize my own thoughts, so potentially, maybe, possibly, that's something I can make available to you guys eventually. But yeah, that won't be anytime soon either. Look, Richard, to draw a butterfly with wings grown from lung tissue. When it panics, it hyperventilates. Ew! That's so gross. That's so creative, but so gross. Oh my god. S-moth. Oh, it's so gross. Oh, that made me cringe, dude. That gave me, like, uncomfortable shivers. Oh. Fuck. Yeah, Tony, if you're in the Discord, I think you are. I should write this shit down. There's a channel. If for people who are in my Discord and don't know, there is a channel. There's 2 channels in my disco. Under Elysium Skiff. The bestiary is where I will post my own notes and stuff and try to keep them together for you guys so you can kind of take a look at them. And then the minor reports is kind of where everyone's been like discussing stuff and kind of going ham and writing their own reports. I've been pinning what I can so I can go back and take a look at it. But yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that's it. So I guess we can do the magic system next week if you guys don't explode. Thursday we are doing 1930s style sketch, sketch studies. So we're gonna, for Fubi's comic, because the setting in Fubi's comic is the 1930s US of A. So we're hardcore switching gears as far as art goes. I don't know anything about the plot for that one, so don't ask me. I don't know. But I do know it's in the 1930s, so I'll be like sketching cars and architecture and clothing and things like that. So yeah. And then Friday is our yeah, Fubi does know. I got permission to draw stuff on stream. I don't know if Fubi knows the plot, but Fubi knows I'm drawing. Yeah. Tommy guns. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to draw Tommy guns. And then Friday is the MRE stream. So I'm very excited about that. I'm loving the new streaming archive review. Thank you, Cupid. I'm having lots of fun. So I was nervous about doing it, but I'm glad everyone's way more excited about it than I thought they would be. I thought everyone would be like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's nice. You know. That break was worth. Yeah, I got a lot of good time to think about what I really wanted to do. Oh no, MREs. Yeah, so we're doing Menu 19. So it's a collab with me, Kitsune, and FBI Chan. We'll be eating Menu 19, which is the jalapeno patty. I'm very nervous. I don't like jalapenos, so we'll see. We'll see how it's going. But yeah, jalapeno. All up in your guts. Kitsune hurts my wee brain to pronounce. I know. It's so kitsu. It's so adorable in kitsu is cause she accidentally spelled like kitsune like the right way. She accidentally spelled it wrong when she made her account and it just kind of stuck. So now she's Kitsune. So we just call her Kistu. But she told us that. I was like, that's adorable. It was originally supposed to be Kitsu, but she spelled it wrong and just decided to stay with Kistu. Yeah. I mean, she answers to both, so. You know, we gotta push her a little bit more. We gotta, she's almost a 400 followers right now. So if we can get her to 500, that'd be pretty sweet. The consistency that gets most people, and if you had the maple loaf already, you cleared the hurdle. Yeah, that's true. The accident led to a more recognizable name. Yeah, exactly. Maple loaf. I did eat the maple loaf. All right, so that was a little rundown of what's going on next week. I'm gonna work on this drawing some more, and then I will try to get Deborah's video up next week on YouTube. So if you guys want to get more info on Deborah, the Devastator, watch. Yes, I will save my work. You know, watch the YouTube for that. And I'll try to make a little bit longer video. My last video was only a minute long and I kind of rushed it, so I'll try to make a longer video for Deborah the Devastator. I hope you guys like that kind of format, because I'll hopefully be doing more. So
but thank you guys for coming. I will see you on Thursday. Goodbye, Nini.